25 сегодня ВДНХ 2 шоу, а потом идут у нас в Коптево.
Producer Irina Rodnina, who is the wife of two-time Olympic champion and coach Yevgeny Plashenko, explained why Russian vice-champion Sofia Muravyova decided to return to her show. Previously, they could not agree on the terms, which is why the student of Angels of Plashenko did not take part in several performances. The white cat in the person of Sofia Muravyova, the cat Mura, it was my idea. Initially, I offered Sonia the lilac fairy, but as you know, I could not agree with Sonia on the terms, and then my husband Yevgeny Plashenko intervened and said, "It is unacceptable that my most important student is not in the show." They sat down at the negotiating table and agreed. She asks, "Well, what role?" I tell her, "I am giving you the most important thing I have, my husband. You will be the queen." And the second role is considered the most privileged and sought after at the Bolshoi Theater, the white cat. When Sonia found out about the cat, she asks, "Why a cat?" "Well, you're Mura's cat." Everyone really liked it, Sport24 quotes Rudkovskaya as saying. Earlier, Plashenko's wife said that Olympic silver medalist Alexandra Ignatova could return to professional sports by 2030. I think she has a good chance for 2030. It will be very difficult to return, provided that girls like Lena Kostoleva and Margarita Vasiliuk are growing up. We have many great athletes, very technical. Of course, you think, how is it possible to return to the Olympics at 25? But I have my husband as an example. No one ever believed in his return. He returned at 27 and at 31. Trusova is a girl with a very strong character. I have never met such athletes in my life. Sasha's story is the story of Cinderella, a girl from Ryazan. Why did she become an example and a symbol of women's figure skating? Because she overcame. She did everything to make her dream come true, to jump 5 quads. She has a very strong character. She is an unusual girl. If Sasha really wants to come back, I think it is possible. How she will come back, what place she will take, is unclear, but she will fight, TASS quotes Rudkovskaya as saying. 2022 Olympic champion in ice dancing Gabriella Papadakis, who previously performed with Guillaume Cizerin for the French national team, spoke about the need for same-sex duets in figure skating. In just a month, Madison Hubble and I will perform at Art on Ice, the largest figure skating show in the world. When I talk to my friends, non-skaters, they ask, "Is there something special about this?" After all, they've seen same-sex couples in every other form of choreography. But for the figure skating community, this is actually very new. So much so that it's never been done at the elite level. For over 100 years, pair skating has been a celebration of grace, strength, and harmony, but only through the prism of a man and a woman. Canada became the first country to allow same-sex couples to compete at the national level, and that happened just 2 years ago. No other country has done the same. Many in the figure skating world are still afraid of what this could mean and how it could change the sport. That's why I think this step is not just important, it's absolutely necessary, Substack quotes Papadakis as saying.
What a wicked game to play, to let me dream.
3-time Olympic champion Irina Rodnina spoke about Thomas Bach's work as president of the International Olympic Committee, IOC. "I'm not particularly looking forward to the election of the IOC president. But in any case, this is another milestone in the Olympic movement. Everyone involved in sports would like to see an IOC leader who has a specific program. For example, when Samaranch was elected, he set the task of uniting the Olympic movement. ROG, on the other hand, prioritized the purity of sports in terms of pharmaceuticals. And then Mr. Bach came, and we still do not understand what goals were set for him. He added the word together to higher, stronger, faster, but only under him. On the contrary, everything goes separately. He turned out to be a weak leader. As for the current candidates, we know their names, but I haven't seen their programs yet. Or they just don't write about them, VSE Pro Sport quotes Rodnina as saying. 3-time Russian champion, world and European champion, Olympic medalist in the individual and team tournaments in a pair with Anastasia Mishina, Russian figure skater Alexander Galyamov, spoke about the admission of Russians to the qualifying tournament for the 2026 Olympics. My facial expression was clear. That's when I found out that Russian athletes were being admitted. And before the performance, I didn't watch the news so as not to be distracted by anything extraneous. The emotions were a pleasant surprise, let's say. We won the competition, such news, a wonderful day. Our pair with Anastasia Mashina are always in touch with foreign figure skaters. We communicate well. It is clear that the guys abroad are not only not standing still, but are moving forward and looking for new moves and ways to implement ideas. Did they also congratulate the Russians on their admission? There were messages. They wrote that they are really looking forward to the moment of meeting and for everything to be like before, Match TV quotes Galyamov as saying. The 4 Russian-Chinese Youth Winter Games will be held from January 8th to 14th. The competitions will be held in Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk for the first time. The tournament program includes competitions in 9 Olympic sports. Russian and Chinese athletes will compete in ski jumping, Nordic combined, snowboarding, freestyle, alpine skiing, curling, short track, figure skating, and cross-country skiing. Each side will be represented by 112 athletes. The Russian delegation includes 56 juniors, as well as 64 coaches and representatives. Total, 176 people. The PRC has a similar team in terms of size and composition. The goal of the 4 Russian-Chinese Games is to strengthen friendship and cooperation between the countries, develop sports traditions, improve skills, and gain experience in international competitions for young athletes. The Games are held alternately every 2 years. In 2016, the competitions were held in Harbin, in 2018, in Ufa, in 2022, in Changchun. Now the competitions will be held at the main sports venues of Yuzhno-Sakhalinsk, including the Vysota Ski Jump Complex, the Triumph Ski and Biathlon Complex, the Gorny Vozduk Ski Resort, the Vostok Training Center, and the Krystal Sports Palace. Tatiana Tarasova believes that the Russian-Chinese Games are important competitions. This is an important competition. China is one of the countries that is developing figure skating, and there are competent coaches working there. These competitions allow us to see what figure skaters work on at a young age. It does no harm to anyone. And it is useful for us to see not only what we do, but also what they do in China. There is a very big time difference. The Chinese have no difference. Ours will acclimatize. Is it worth putting training later to make acclimatization easier? Competent coaches should understand. I personally have always done this. Then at least something turns out easier, said Tarasova. Anastasia Volokova wished victories to Russian athletes. I wish prosperity and victories to Russian sports. Our athletes are the best. This is the reason why they are trying to push Russian athletes aside. They are not allowed to compete under our flag. Everything that concerns the Olympics is unfair. In my show, Obsession, I come out with a flag, and no one can forbid me from doing this, said the ballerina.